and the odds are stacked in his favour.
It's round 3 of the Thundersport GB Championship 2016. We're here in Norfolk at Snetterton Race Circuit, open since 1953. We hope you're as excited as we are.
Round 3 of the championship for Thundersport GB in 2016. Selco Builders Warehouse Pre-National Sport 600, also in association with A&R Racing. Here is number 65, the Cotton Racing Triumph rider Ashley Milburn, who coming into this weekend is 3rd overall in the championship. Leading overall is number 19, Lloyd Shelley, on the accessbookings.com Triumph. We just saw 59 there, Liam Helliwell, cousins with Chris Helliwell, who we just saw picking up the win in the Golden Era Super Sport. So, slightly drier than it has been in recent races here at Snetterton, but still the chance of rain at any point as we head to turn 1. Milburn might just get the advantage, not quite. Number 19 there, Lloyd Shelley, slightly different colour scheme for his bike here this weekend. He's certainly easy to spot there with the lime green on his Triumph. He'll be looking to extend his championship lead in the pre-national class, and that's a rider who's gone straight as that's Liam Helliwell, and he's absolutely livid with himself. He's gone down into Montreal. The bike's travelled quite a distance, so that's a fast crash there for Liam Helliwell, who was 2nd overall in the championship, and that doesn't look too well, does it, the bike there? And that's not a good way to start off the proceedings to the weekend. Lloyd Shelley won't even know about that just yet, but he will by the end of this race. That could really help him out in the championship overall. So many riders in this class. You can see a lot of orange bibs out there. It's for riders that yet to attain a national licence. There's Ashley Milburn is taking some rather wild lines around Coram there and had to sit up a couple of times. Lloyd Shelley it is that leads then from Milburn. Then it's number 84 Ben Watton. And then, well, try and make out what on earth is going on elsewhere down the field. I just mentioned this is a class for riders that are yet to attain a national licence. I think it's easy to see why in some cases a bit further back, because we do have all sorts happening here in this pre-national 600 race. Lloyd Shelley it is at the moment that leads from Milburn. Good chance for Milburn to pick up some points with Liam Helliwell now out of the race. Ben Watton, 7th in the championship when arriving in Norfolk, currently 3rd in the race. And then there's that big gap back to the chase for 4th, but Lloyd Shelley so far in control. The rider from Burntwood, Milburn, number 65 from Swadlincote, and number 84 Ben Watton from Sleaford. Now then, number 10 there, Sam Holm. Got 108 Matt Dawes in there as well. Alex Lawries is number 48, and he is the leading freshman rider. So most of these riders aren't particularly that experienced at this level, but freshmen, you really are looking at the rookies of the rookies, if you like. Alex Lawries at the moment out there fighting with the likes of Alexander Young, Neil Goodson, Daniel Jones as well. But this is the fight out front here. Lloyd Shelley with a nice tight line around Montreal, and then left onto the Bentley Straight. Milburn there in 2nd place still. Ben Watton in 3rd. Ben Watton just trying desperately to hang on to the tails here of the front two. They're already coming up to put a lap on some traffic. Oh dear, was that a rider just for a moment there? It was my fault. I thought from the camera angle that I was watching Ben Watton just going onto the grass, but it's okay. Panic over, Ben Watton fans. He's just made it past a back marker. Look at how much Ashley Milburn is pushing his front end around Coram Curve there. He is desperately trying to cling on to Lloyd Shelley out front, and onto the start-finish straight we go. There is number 48 then, Alex Lawries, up ahead of number 10, Sam Holm. 62 there is Danny Williams, one of our British Army rookie riders. He's just about to be lapped by the two leaders on the Triumphs here. On board now with Alex Lorries. We saw him a moment ago, the APL Racing Kawasaki rider. Now breaking down into Montreal. That's not how to take Montreal. Should just warn you, that's an incredibly wide line, and then left onto Chapman and up onto the back straight. So he's just lost a bit of ground there. Number 48, and there is a change for the lead. Ashley Milburn, who's been really pushing it these last few laps, has now managed to get himself out front ahead of Lloyd Shelley. Oh, these would be precious points for Milburn if he wants to get himself in the frame for the 2016 title. There is Alex Lorries. We just were on board with him a moment ago, and that's Greg Scanlon, who's chasing him down. Around Coram Curve we go. Scanlon looked incredibly close to him, and there he goes past him into Murray. So Greg Scanlon has moved up a place and ahead of Alex Lorries. So Lorries still in the mix for this freshman's win, but just had a messy couple of laps there, as Milburn now takes charge of this race ahead of Lloyd Shelley. The pair of them have dropped Ben Watton, who, well, they're now lapping about 1.5 seconds quicker than they were at the start of the race here. Lloyd Shelley and Ashley Milburn have eyes only for each other, and as a result their lap times have come down considerably. They are only 0.7 of a second off Harry Truelove's lap record here, and we see Alex Lorries there just making up a place past Greg Scanlon again. Lloyd Shelley with a tight exit coming out of Nelson. That'll just give Milburn another 10th or two, although Milburn is forced into a look over his shoulder. Around Coram Curve we go again. Strange racing line that Milburn takes around Coram Curve, but it's effective so far. Onto the start-finish straight we go. There is Ben Watton in 3rd place. To be fair, this would still be a very good result for Watton, who could do with keeping up the points there, 7th in the championship. Liam Helliwell, who was 22 points behind Lloyd Shelley coming into this weekend, has gone down at the start of the race. There is Matt Dawes. Matt Dawes 4th in the championship overall, and in this race currently in 4th ahead of Sam Holm here on screen. And there is one of our Royal Navy riders just pulling off over to the side. Quite get a glimpse of who that was just then, but one of our Royal Marine riders. He's rejoined safely. Now then, back to the front we go. Getting to the closing stages then of this A&R Racing Pre-National Sport 600s and the Selco 600 freshman. Lloyd Shelley has not given up on this race win just yet as they head around Coram Curve. There is Milburn, the race leader, number 65. A bit of traffic up ahead of them. Braking now down into Murray's. Traffic shouldn't affect them. They should probably get past the traffic before they tip into Ritchie's, or maybe not. The last lap flag is out, and there goes Milburn and Lloyd Shelley. It's going to be one of these two for the race win. Turn 1 is your first overtaking opportunity. That one's gone. Turn 2, I don't think Lloyd Shelley looks like he's close enough, although this traffic could fall in an awkward time. There is number 63. That's Adam Darnell. Adam Darnell, who is up in the championship in 5th place, is about to be lapped here at Snetterton. Quite a surprise to see him back there. Maybe he must have just had a bit of an accident or something during the race. And now here comes Lloyd Shelley up the inside. There is Lloyd Shelley then. He takes the lead of the race ahead of Milburn. Adam Darnell chooses an interesting place to put his arm up and let them through, but there is still a shout here. There's still a chance for Milburn. His last chance really coming up here into Murray's. The championship leader Lloyd Shelley at the moment has this advantage. Adam Darnell desperately trying to close up on him, and is it too late? It may well be. Lloyd Shelley's going to have this one. Adam Darnell waves the white flag. Milburn waves the white flag. In fact, is there a problem with his bike? Across the line goes Lloyd Shelley to win. Listen, that sounds like a Ducati almost. There is an exhaust issue or something wrong with Ashley Milburn's triumph there. Luckily for him, the checkered flag's out. He's going to pick up 20 points anyway. but there might be a few problems there with that bike which you'll have to fix ready for the second race coming up later on. Lloyd Shelley wins then on the accessbookings.com triumph ahead of Ashley Milburn. Ben Watton takes third, Matt Dawes was fourth, Sam Holm was in fifth place, and Alex Lorries, the freshman winner, takes sixth spot. There's your top three then: Shelley, Milburn, Watton, and in the freshmen's is Alex Lorries the winner, Neil Goodson and Alexander Young.
It's becoming a habit talking to you, Lloyd. Well done.
Enjoyed that one, mate. I've been off the pace all weekend, but I dragged him into a bit of a fight then and come out on top, didn't I? Quality race. I think we were both pretty lucky to stay on, to be honest, but that's racing, eh?
Have you got some people to thank?
Yes, matey. Jacob, massive help all weekend. Accessbookings.com, FLR Flooring, APH Electrical, Trey Tyres Shenston, all of you boys, massive help to me. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much.
Alex, great win, well done.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a pretty tough one. I had somebody behind me that kept overtaking me and I made a couple of mistakes. So, yeah, I'm quite happy to get that first place and to stay on board, really. I had a massive high side at Montreal. So, yeah, quite happy to stay on.
Yeah, I think Ashley was quite surprised at that, actually.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised. Yeah, after yesterday, had absolute nightmares and crashed in the first race. And unfortunately had engine problems with my bike, with everybody overtaking me, but got back in there, bike's back to normal, so happy.
Sponsors?
MSS Kawasaki, who've helped me get the engine refreshed and sort out, and obviously my pit crew, Adam and everybody in my tent, Nigel and Andy, who helped me out a lot over the last couple of days, and that's pretty much it.
Join us again after the break. Round 3 of the 2016 Championship, the Selco Builders Warehouse Pre-National Sports 600s in association with A&R Racing and Continental as well. It's looking like a dry race too. Ashley Milburn here was so close to winning the race earlier on, but couldn't get the better of championship leader here, Lloyd Shelley. Will they be fighting it out for the win once more? We'll soon find out. Just saw there Matt Dawes. Ben Watton was in the frame earlier on as well. Adam Darnell, well, he got lapped, but he must have made a mistake somewhere because he's not normally that far back. And you can see Liam Helliwell is back on the grid as well after that crash that he was gutted about earlier on. Milburn with a hold shot into turn 1, into Ritchie's for the pre-national 600s. They shoot down towards Montreal, which can be a right handful for the riders here as they try and find gaps and spaces. Liam Helliwell has made it further than he did last time out, which will be pleasing for him and the Helliwell family. As we see there, number 44, Charlie White, making his way round. Onto the back straight we go. It is Ashley Milburn with a gigantic lead here on lap 1. He's, what's he had for lunch? We want it. That's brilliant stuff from Ashley Milburn. So we're looking back to second place. There is number 10, Sam Holm. Lloyd Shelley must have made a mistake somewhere. He's fallen back into 4th or 5th, so he'll have a bit of work here to try and get himself back up fighting for the win like we saw him earlier. 59, Liam Helliwell and Ben Watton just going around Murray's. The weather is tough to call at the moment, but you can hear through the cameras there that the wind has picked up a little, and it has been spitting here and there around the circuit, but it's not a problem at the moment for Milburn out front, ahead of Holm, then Helliwell, then Watton, then Alex Lorries, who leads the freshman class as they exit Ritchie's. And there's a few, right, look at the rain coming down, riders putting their arms up in the air, and there's one down into Ritchie's, I'm afraid, as we head around here. Oh dear oh me, there's 2 or 3 riders down here as well. It's like a car park around at Montreal, and that's Milburn, who was the race leader. Liam Helliwell's gone down there as well, and we've got red flags, and it is tipping down. So we will get a fresh restart here. It will be a wet race, but as you can see, a high rate of attrition, a number of riders missing here from the restart of this race. There's Milburn, there is Lloyd Shelley, few gaps though. I don't think, you know, that Liam Helliwell has made the restart. Here's Alex Laurie, he's on board with the freshman rider who got off to a brilliant start here, but is gingerly making his way into turn 1. And it is definitely wet. It's not absolutely soaking out there, but they're not warm track conditions. Really awkward here for the pre-national 600 championship. Of course, let's not forget, these are riders that don't sport that much experience. There is number 93, Adam Gittings, who's got the Selco Builders Warehouse sponsorship on the side. There's Alex Laurie's then, going up past Ben Watton. Alex Laurie's clearly not afraid of these conditions. They make their way down the back straight. That's Adam Darnell picking his way through as well, number 63. Here is Lloyd Shelley then, tiptoeing his way around Nelson Corner and Leeds. Greg Scanlon, a good start for him as well. Gittings, number 12 as well. Nathan Bridgeland. So it's difficult to work out exactly how this race is going to pan out. Milburn is way down in the pack. We've seen a change there for second place as well. So maybe one or two riders that have rejoined haven't had a chance to actually change their tyres and have gone back out there on dries. There's Milburn, number 65. I don't think Milburn has got wets on. I think that him, and there you can see Sam Hull, I think a couple of riders that were involved in incidents earlier haven't had the chance to put wets on and have just gambled anyway. It's a bizarre race that we're watching here in the pre-national 600s. Reminds me very much of an old World Superbike race at Brno, where there were just some bizarre conditions where it was completely dry one part of the circuit, wet on another. Riders were having to tiptoe in certain parts of the circuit, but then they could push it in others. And so, well, either way, we have ourselves a race out front. Adam Darnell, who was lapped in race 1, now leads in race 2, going into Brundle Corner. Adam Darnell, who coming into this weekend was 5th in the championship. He's up ahead of Lloyd Shelley and Alex Lauries. We know that Alex Lauries is strong in the wet conditions. We've seen that in the last few rounds. There is Ben Watton. Well, difficult to know how to call this. You would not put your mortgage on a race winner in this one. It is number 63, Adam Darnell, that has this advantage then. You can see that the way he's sitting upright though, he's not completely comfortable. Lloyd Shelley in second, Alex Lauries is now up to third. That's Greg Scanlon, number 131, side by side with Matt Dawes as they head on to the start-finish straight. You can see from this angle just how wet it is out there, and greasy and slippery. Oh, they're horrible conditions. And just trying to see whether or not who's got wets on and who hasn't. And not all of these riders, I'm convinced, have wet tyres on at the moment. There is Adam Darnell then, number 63, the rider from Dorchester on the AD Racing Yamaha, looking to get himself another podium in this class, just going up through the gears on the Bentley straight. He's got a nice little advantage there over Lloyd Shelley, and now a gap opening up between second and third. That's Alex Lauries in the background in third, who still leads the freshman championship. Out of Nelson, the top two go. There's Lauries, then Dawes, then Scanlon, then Ben Watton. The rookie rider heads through the bomb hole. It's definitely getting wetter here. You can hear the rain still pouring down, and look at this camera angle. You can see on the front screen here of Alex Lauries Kawasaki that the rain is coming down, and through go both Matt Dawes and Greg Scanlon as Adam Darnell goes on to the start-finish straight and has a big look over his shoulder to see race 1 winner and championship leader Lloyd Shelley, who fancies another win. Into Richie's corner, and well, that suggests perhaps that Adam Darnell is not comfortable in these conditions at the moment. It's a really tough race to call this. into Montreal. Lloyd Shelley with the inside line. Adam Darnell going around the outside, but having to be really careful, because had he have held onto his brakes then, he would have surely gone down. He's lost some big time there. The wind is really picked up as well here at Snetterton. We've had a few conditions like this here at Snet before, I'm sorry to report. But considering most of these riders don't have stacks of experience, this is a real lesson for one or two of them. They won't forget this one in a hurry. Alex Lawries has fallen back then a couple of places. There is Greg Scanlon, number 131. Greg, a regular in the Thundersport paddock since day one. And there's Ben Watton now going underneath Alex Lawries as well. So the rookie Lawries here falling through the pack, as Lloyd Shelley has a bit of clear air out front ahead of Darnell and Dawes and Scanlon, who are closing. Scanlon here at the moment and Ben Watton are the riders to look at. Their times are a bit quicker here than second and third place riders. There is Alex Lawries, who unfortunately lap times are suggesting that he might go down a bit. There's number 12, unfortunately Nathan Bridgeland has gone down and out, the rookie. So easy to do here at Snetterton, in the wind, in the rain. This is just one of those races that you're just praying to see the checkered flag. Even if you're leading at the moment like Lloyd Shelley is, he'll want to see the checkered flag just as much as anyone else will. The only rider that at the moment perhaps on circuit might not is Greg Scanlon, because he's going so quickly that there is a possibility he could catch Lloyd Shelley at the moment, so he's obviously got a bit of confidence going on. There he is just on the right of your picture, number 131, and Ben Watton as well. They're closing up on Adam Darnell. And Adam Darnell, who was leading this race for a couple of laps, might even find himself off the podium here. Matt Dawes has had a look over his shoulder. I don't think he fancies going with these two. They're going a lot quicker than anyone else. Sound circuit and wide there from Adam Darnell, and that allows Ben Watton through. So Ben Watton is now up into second place, and here comes Scanlon around the outside. That just goes to show you the difference in confidence between Scanlon and Darnell. He's not quite got the job done, but onto the stuff. Blimey, Adam Darnell's on the rumble strips and all sorts there. This has been a bit of a mare for him, unfortunately. Here we're on board with Alex Lawries, and he's sideways as well out of the saddle. He loses another place as well. And this has been such a treacherous race for so many riders. But Ben Watton, number 84 there, and 131 Greg Scanlon are flying through the pack. There's Ashley Milburn. Milburn, who had a bit of a mare at the start of this one, is starting to pick up a couple of points now. Alex Lawries, who was the freshman leader, isn't any longer. That's 535 Alex Young, the British Army rider that went through on him a little while ago when he was going sideways. So this is just straight fight for the win. Confusing as it may be, that's Ben Watton charging at Lloyd Shelley, whose lead has completely disappeared. Greg Scanlon is bringing Matt Dawes along with him. Adam Darnell's still in there, but Lloyd Shelley is going to have to work now to keep hold of this win. Oh, blimey, Adam Darnell's going really wide there. He's struggling to hold a line. Surely he must be out there on dry tyres. Either that or a dry setup of some description. Lloyd Shelley it is that still leads. Now, if he doesn't know that he's got company, he will in a very short moment. Ben Watton has been lapping about a second a lap quicker than him, and Greg Scanlon likewise. It is, as they go across the line here, the last lap of the race. There is Shelley, there is Watton, and Greg Scanlon. We could be in for quite a climax here, because they've caught up to Lloyd Shelley at the perfect moment. Shelley's taking the defensive line, and now he knows that he's got company, and look, he's decided to squeeze out and block past Ben Watton into Montreal. Clever riding there from Lloyd Shelley. So Ben Watton's going to have to find another way round. Greg Scanlon is still there. Do not count him out. Experienced rider compared to the two in front of him. Now then, they're side by side as they head down the back straight into Brundle Corner. Lloyd Shelley leaving it late to break once more. He will not give up on this first place just as easy as that. Out of Nelson, now up towards the bomb hole. Chances are running out for 84 Ben Watton in second place as Lloyd Shelley takes another defensive line, and he'll likely do the same thing into Coram Curve. He shuts the door. It will be close into Murray's, but that's your final chance, and look who's coming through. It's Greg Scanlon from third place up to second and now up to first. Can he get the bike stopped? Oh, he's running wide, and it's going to be a run to the line between Greg Scanlon, number 131, and Lloyd Shelley. It will be very close indeed. Shelley now pulls out of the slipstream. The checkered flag is out. It is Lloyd Shelley that wins it still somehow to take the 25 points. Greg Scanlon is on the podium. And number 84, Ben Watton, finishes third, 0.3 of a second in the end, covering the top three in one of the most bizarre pre-national 600 races you're likely to see. Adam Darnell somehow managed to still keep it on the ice and finish in fourth place. Matt Dawes was fifth, and Alexander Young was the winner in the freshman class. He took his bike to sixth place. Lloyd Shelley, Greg Scanlon, Ben Watton, the top three outright in the freshman class. Alexander Young from Alex Lorries and Charlie White. In terms of the championship heading to Cadwell Park, Lloyd Shelley comfortable-ish ahead of Ashley Milburn. Liam Helliwell's third, but drop points here this weekend. Matt Dawes is fourth, then it's Ben Watton and Adam Darnell. And in the freshmen, Alex Lorries is your championship leader from Daniel Jones, Liam Dale, Neil Goodson, Neil England and Andrew Evans.
Winner in filthy conditions. My goodness, that must have been horrible.
Oh, it's good fun. It just had to let it warm up slowly, but yeah, really good. So
You enjoy it like that, do you?
I've never. It's my first race meeting ever, and I've never ridden in the wet, so. I don't know.
My, you've done really well. Yeah. Have you got any sponsors to thank?
Thank the Army for letting me for a day off on a Monday, even though it's a bank holiday, and Go Racing Developments for suspension setup. It's been mega. Thank you very much.
Excellent, very well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us here at Snetterton for round 3 of the championship. Up next for us, Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire. We'll see you then.
And the odds are stacked in his favour.